We have breaking news information in the quadruple homicide out of Lake County, Tennessee. 2 people are now arrested, aiding and abetting. Oh my gosh, guys, have you learned the new information about Austin Robert Drummond? There are now 2 people arrested that are accused of aiding him after the fact. We don't know what that means. Did they help him cover up the crime or just help him avoid law enforcement? So where is Austin Drummond? We don't have a clue where he is, but they did find his car in Jackson, Tennessee. They also found Matthew's pickup truck that we've been looking for yesterday in Dyer County, Tennessee. We are learning breaking news updates related to Austin Drummond and how he was able to escape without being captured. We first start out with Tanaka Brown. Tanaka Brown was the first to be arrested in aiding Austin Drummond in his escape after committing the quadruple homicide. Then, as I wake up this morning, we learn about Giovanni Thomas. I was on Austin Drummond's Facebook page, and I believe I saw one of the men that were arrested, the very first one, Tanaka Brown. And I believe he has been best friends with Austin for a very long time. The day that he got out of prison, Tanaka was there to greet him. There is still a manhunt underway in the location of Austin Drummond, which is accused of a quadruple homicide, leaving at least 3 children without parents. If you have any information about this tangled web, you are asked to reach out to your local law enforcement at 911 or call the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations at 1-800-TBI-FIND. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Bullhorn Betty channels here on this platform, as well as others. From the East Coast to the West Coast, we are everywhere true crime is. We are asking for the public's help. We are searching in the woods. We are doing what it takes here on the Bullhorn Betty channels to find answers to the most alarming cases we have been watching on the news. I can tell you personally that I have traveled this entire country seeking these answers and bringing that content right here to you here on the Bullhorn Betty channels and Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories. We are happy with the work that we've done. We brought many answers to the public, and we have defied mainstream media in our pursuit of the truth in these cases. We will continue to work, we will continue to fight for these victims, and we will continue to tell their stories here on my channels. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty brand of channels and the Coffee Club. Thank you for your love, thank you for your support, and more importantly, thank you for allowing me to bring these victims' stories to each and every one of you, advocating for each of these victims. God bless you, God bless America, and more importantly, God bless our victims. Well, happy Sunday, my beautiful people. I hope you guys are doing super well this beautiful Sunday. We have a lot to go over. If you don't know who I am, I'm Bullhorn Betty, and I cover true crime, and we're covering the quadruple homicide out of Lake County, Tennessee, and the manhunt underway right now for Austin Robert Drummond. And as many of you guys know, they have arrested 2 people in this case related to accessory after the fact. But I haven't seen the probable cause affidavit, so this is a call to action to my audience. If you guys see probable cause affidavits for either one of the 2 people that were arrested, please send those over to bullhornbetty@gmail.com, bullhornbetty@gmail.com. I just dropped a video not too long ago. I've been doing some investigative work behind the scenes, looking into all these people. We know that Austin's a bad dude. We know the people he was running with is a bad dude. But I'm finding out stuff about Tanaka Brown and Giovanni Thomas. And this is right here. Let me move my big old head out of the way. That's Tanaka Brown, okay? And this is his Facebook profile right here. And this is Giovanni Thomas, okay? And lo and behold, as I'm doing some research, I didn't know who this guy was. Well, apparently he's a digital content creator on Facebook and goes by the name Geo Hendrix. HENDRXX. Digital creator. He's showing a lot of, cars and other things on his profile. So I'm going through here. I'm finding out these things. I don't quite understand why somebody that considers content creating interesting, but you can see all of these people are, throwing up gang signs, doing all these things, just being all types of ridiculous on here. And yes, this guy dancing is this guy right behind me, Giovanni Thomas, again goes by Geo Hendrix as a content creator. Oops. Go back to that. There we go. There he is. ID confirmed. So this is the same guy wanting to be a content creator on Facebook. And how I found him was going through Tanaka's Facebook profile. As you guys can see, they're all out here, all throwing gang signs up, all being about, the life, the bees and hoes, and, how everything goes, whatever the case may be. Tanaka also considering himself a digital content creator on this app. They have 27 to 20 some odd hundred followers. A lot of the stuff is stupid stuff, cars, doing stupid dances, women, the whole gamut when it comes to these people. But the point being is, what are these yahoos doing assisting in a quadruple homicide? They seem like they are just out there doing stupid stuff like, many 20-something-year-olds, right? But then you see this whole level of gang affiliations and stuff like that, and just wondering what's going on here. You're kind of painting the picture. These people did live a higher risk lifestyle. I'm trying to be very delicate about how I approach this, because one, no matter what lifestyle anybody lives, they don't deserve to be harmed in any way. I just don't believe in violence. But I've also got to be able to communicate with my audience about what is really going on behind the scenes. And what I'm seeing behind the scenes, is just a very high risk lifestyle that led bad people to this, for all intents and purposes, a good family. Did they have their problems? I'm sure they did. We're not here to judge the victims, but it's also, I advocate, right? And so I want people to understand that even though you're not living that high risk lifestyle yourself, having some of those tentacles of high risk lifestyle being attributed to outside family members, it can have grave results. This guy, Austin, he was in prison for 13 years. Well, not quite 13 years, but he was arrested when he was around 15. Yeah, I guess he was in jail for quite a long time. And he managed as a teenager to have pen pals and obviously a girlfriend, which happened to be one of the victim's sisters. Her name's Caitlin, as you guys can see. We have some problems here, but it's not just about that. Oh, Sumner County, Reba, it's nice to see you. Hopefully you guys are getting some much needed relief now that some people are leaving your county. Well, God bless you. God bless you. I really don't know what else to say. We have a man, Austin Robert Drummond. He's on the run. There's a manhunt. He unalived all these people down here. Okay, a lot of people. These two people had a baby that were there when this happened. Brand new parents for the first time. And they had to leave this world wondering what was going to happen to their child. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. It is just, it is just completely crazy. So, and not only that, but Cortney Rose had 2 other younger siblings. He wasn't the youngest sibling she had. She had 2 other children that lost their mother. And we have this Yahoo here being introduced by a family member. And while he may have been very, very good, this man has been he knows nothing. He went into prison as a teenager. Okay? He still has a teenager mentality. And he's out here thugging it around with this Yahoo here and this Yahoo here that think they're content creators on on the Facebook platform. 4 people lost their lives, one being an underage child, a 15-year-old boy. On my YT channel, we talk about the code. I understand now why that baby is alive, and I don't think it had anything other than to do than none of these people were going into the pokey with a child in their path. I think that is because they're all, from everything I can see, these people are all just punks and thugs. But again, content creator Giovanni, and believe it or not, his account's tagged as a content creator as well. So what were these people really doing? It sounds like all they were doing was slinging and out there in the streets, because that's everything I'm finding out about these folks. So am I surprised that they're in jail? No. You know what I'm surprised about? Is that they weren't actually there when it happened. I think we're going to be working to that point. I think there was a lot more people on that scene than just Austin Drummond, because this is 4 people. He's a punk. He's going to want to show his rug deal gone bad. It very well could be, Mississippi Mom. It could be that they thought that they had money. You know? They just thought they had money. Allegedly, there was some type of inheritance that I've been hearing about, but you know, I'm hearing rumors. I haven't found anything that I can factually provide as fact. Like, this is the fact. You know, law enforcement's keeping a tight lip. All the avenues we're going out, we're getting mixed signals. Like, I've already had 3 different stories about what this is about. The one that I believe is the closest of the stories is it sounds like there was some type of rug deal that went bad while Austin was still behind bars, and there was some type of hit placed that nobody knew about, and he was just waiting for his opportunity to strike. Another one, and that's what Nick Barris basically said, and he's a news reporter out there in Tennessee. And then, of course, some of the family members have come out and said, you know, they don't know what this is about. And we've heard other rumors that this was over an inheritance, you know, that a grandmother had passed away. She apparently had what they perceived as a lot of money, and there were some type of squabbles over the inheritance. So I don't know what it is. It might be a little combination of everything. Until we know for sure, we're kind of running blind here. But right now we've got 2 guys behind bars. I can't even remember his name. Oh, good gracious. I just had it. Tanaka Brown. That's it. Tanaka Brown. And then, of course, Giovanni Thomas. So that's where we're at right now in this case. We don't have any information about Austin. But we do have, well, actually, that's not true either, because I had been wondering about the truck, the pickup truck, Matt's pickup truck. And everybody kept saying it had already been found. It had already been found. What'd you say? Sorry, I just got here. This, what's this guy's name? The one behind me is Giovanni Thomas. This is Giovanni Thomas. And this is Tanaka Brown. I believe Tanaka Brown and Austin have deep ties. I think he was the one I saw with the beard at when Austin was released just in 2024. I'm pretty sure Tanaka was there. I put that in the last video. Let me know if you guys think that that's the same guy. But it's this photo right here. And I put a beard on this photo, and it looks like that guy there in the video. So not necessarily this one with the glasses, because the guy that was in the video had no glasses. But as you can see, he has two different pictures. He's got his mugshot here with glasses on, and he's got this here without any glasses on. So same person, Tanaka, Tanaka Brown, and again, Giovanni Thomas. I don't know much about them except what I've seen on their social media profiles. I will be doing a deep dive in their criminal history, but everything I can see on their social media profiles, it's throwing up gang signs. It's looking like they have affiliations. One is where Tanaka is wearing like this satchel. It looks like he's, dealing, So, I mean, this is the lifestyle that got Austin arrested and thrown in jail for all these years. He's been behind jail or in prison for 13 years. He was a violent thug as a teenager. And these people bring this animal. Let me put the animal back up. Bring this animal around young children. Wrong one. Young children. This guy, 13 years in prison for violent crimes. And, he's so sweet. He never did anything to our family until he did. Right? Until he flippin' did. This is why you don't bring violent people around your children. Why you don't bring them around your family. I don't know what happened. Neither does anybody else. But what we can say is this was a violent felon that should never even been walking the street first and foremost. I mean, he had violent crimes from 2023. He had violent crimes when he was locked up in jail. And he's walking amongst people and around children? Certainly we can do better than this in Tennessee. Certainly we can do better than this. And you can't tell me, based upon everything I saw, that this guy and this guy should have even been... This guy right here appears to be a slinger. How can law enforcement... what is TBI doing with all their tax money for all these, stings? Where's the money? Where's the stings? These people should have been brought up on any normal sting. Anyways, I digress. That's my complaint today. But 2 people are arrested. The question is when is Austin going to see his day? When are the victims' families? Aw, thank you, Susie. When are the victims' families going to see their day? Where's Austin? Somebody still knows, and I truly believe somebody is still helping this man. But I do believe after the arrest of Tanaka as well as Giovanni, I believe he might be long out of the state. If he was smart and had an opportunity to have help, if he's still in that state, he's dumb as a box of rocks. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Oh, good gracious. This is what we do to you, Payne. If you don't like me, don't watch me. But you don't get to come over here and talk shit to me. I don't give a fuck where you come from. And I don't care what you look like. Okay, buddy? You can look like a thug all day long. You don't scare me. And that's who I am to talk. I walked a rough life. Just saying. Better learn about me, babe. Anyways, guys, that's what I have to present to you. I'll still go down the road. Is there more people involved? Guys, we've got 2 people accessory after the fact. I don't believe this guy would work alone. I really don't. I don't think he would have been able to have the BALLS's to do this alone. He wanted to, I think this was more than just that, I don't know whether I saw somebody, the things moving so quickly, I saw somebody talk about the sister. Where's the sister now? I heard the sister's locked up. I've heard the sister was in jail, and some of the family, I think, from some of the posts, I can't confirm that one way or another. But I heard that the sister was in jail. I heard that she was in. I heard that she may even have been in jail before this even happened. So again, I don't know. I'm getting mixed information. I love being boots on the ground, because when I'm boots on the ground, these questions I can't say. Won't say I don't know. But when you're going off of he said, she said, it's hard to determine what's truly factual information related to this case and what is not, because we're getting, like in one report that I just put out yesterday on the YT, the cops are talking about the current girlfriend being Caitlin. But the family is writing posts saying she's not the current girlfriend. They broke up, you know, and I don't know what to believe, because I'm getting reports, you know, news articles that saying that law enforcement believes they were in a current relationship. And it's my understanding also that they executed a search warrant on Caitlin's apartment yesterday or the day before yesterday. And that was right at the, and from what I'm hearing is the white Audi that was found wasn't found that far from her apartment. So did he flee to her apartment and have these yahoos come pick him up? Did he flee toward where he was used to staying and hide the car in the woods and just have his friends meet him out there in the woods? Were they there at the scene when this act took place? You know, I don't know. There's still a lot that we really don't know about this. Yeah, that's what I call them, yahoos. Well, what else do you call them? I mean, I don't know them personally. I just know that these men got themselves into something that's going to change the rest of their life over some loyalty to this yahoo that's in jail for violence. I don't know what else to use other than yahoo. I think any other word other than yahoo. No, I'm not using their name. They don't deserve to have their name. I tell people their name, but I'm going to call them yahoos because that's exactly what they are, yahoos. And quite frankly, I think giving them a platform when they're already content creators is probably the worst thing that we could probably do. Is it true that one of the victims was wearing an ankle monitor? Actually, Tennessee girl, I don't know that. This is the first I even heard of an ankle monitor, but it honestly wouldn't surprise me. Not everything that I've learned. It really wouldn't surprise me. Like I said, the victims unfortunately lived a high-risk lifestyle. And they hung around a lot of bad people. And while not everybody that lives a high-risk lifestyle or even lives a lifestyle that all these people lived have this fate, it's just that it is a combination of what can make this type of fate be a reality. You know, what do you do? But at the end of the day, it's hard because I don't want to victim shame or blame. There's nothing anybody could do that is worth their life or somebody else taking their life. But, you know, there are people that don't put themselves into situations like this. And had they not lived the lifestyle that they lived, would they be in this situation? It's not really victim shaming. It's just trying to understand, because one of the things that I like to do is prevent stuff from happening, you know? And if we can provide some insight on where this is, maybe just maybe somebody may choose not to go to this party, choose not to hang around these people, you know, and may choose a different path after seeing the results of somebody else's path. So while I'm very sympathetic. Trust me, I'm not the least person to judge anybody's walk. Okay. Bullhorn Betty does not judge people's walks. Sometimes people have to walk down a horrible path to get to where they're supposed to be, you know? And I truly do believe that. So I'm not the one to judge that, but I do want to, you know, denote to all of the people out there, you know, sometimes your lifestyle decisions can put you in harm's way, as many of you know, but sometimes we always think it's going to happen to somebody else. You know, this baby, Weslyn, she's never going to know her parents. She was such a baby. She was just a little baby, months old when this happened, months old. That precious baby will never remember her parents. There's nothing that these two people here could have done to deserve that. There's nothing that their child did to deserve that. And these two here had younger siblings. Courtney Lynn had two other younger children other than Braydon. And they lost their mother. This was horrible. This is it like all these cases we cover are awful, but it's just the victim in this story is that precious baby, and we should be very, very, very thankful that that precious baby is still alive. And I truly believe at first I believed that the reason why that baby was alive was because the person had a personal connection with that baby. But now, after learning who Austin Drummond is, I truly believe the only reason why he left that baby alive is because he knew what it would be like in prison, where he just came from, if you did something to a baby. But at the end of the day, I still consider Braydon a baby. But I have questions about him because from what I'm hearing, he's 15 years old, and I heard he had a Dodge Charger. How does a 15-year-old own a Dodge Charger? These are things that I look at in every case. Miss Betty, he couldn't kill the baby. If only you knew what is about to happen. Well, I just know that the babies and prison justice, they go hand in hand at times. And this man being straight out the joint, I think he knew that. I really do. And I don't think anybody wanted any part in that. And that's why they just tossed the baby. Now, I don't know if he cared and walked the child to the door, or if he just slung the child out the car door. We don't know. We don't know. We don't even have information on that. But he's a dangerous man, and I can't fathom why he was even out. Because he was out on bond for attempted homicide. Like, these two people here that were arrested for aiding him, where I'm going the wrong way, for aiding him, they're right now behind bars without bail. But somehow somehow Austin was able to have the kind of charges he had and was out on bond. On bond. After he was in prison for 13 years and obviously didn't learn his lesson, even being in prison and committing more crimes. Chastity, we haven't determined that yet because we don't know enough about the family. You know, all the family members are saying, we didn't understand this. Instead of just telling the world the truth, they're so busy trying to make sure that they hide the ugly out of their family. And it's like, that never helps a case. That never helps a case. Okay? It just never helps the case. It only makes us, I don't know. Obviously, there were other things going on that nobody's talking about that everybody knows about, okay? I'd have to assume it's substances. That's just an assumption but there's nothing that I've heard concrete one way or another. Like I said, I've heard several different stories of what the potential motive could be. It may be just a combination of a bunch of different motives, honestly. It could have been they thought money was in the house from this inheritance, plus some type of jadedness on maybe a past deal gone bad or a current deal gone bad. We really don't know. We really don't know. Any news about what location? I'm hearing the manhunt is now underway in Jackson. I heard they pulled a lot of support into Jackson, Tennessee. That's really all I know so far. They did find the car. We knew that they found the car over there in Jackson. But everybody's been very curious about the pickup truck. The white with the red stripe. I think I got a photo here. Let me find it if I do. Yeah, I do. So this truck right here, everybody's been, wondering where this truck is. And even with me putting out for the last several days that they haven't found this truck, some people have been commenting, oh, yes, they have. Oh, yes, they have. Well, I watched yesterday them for sure have this car as they were towing it. And it sounds like they did locate this in Dyer County. Okay? Dyer County. You guys know where Dyer County is? That's where the baby was. They lost their life in Lake County. Dyer County was where the baby was abandoned, and the pickup truck was there, and many people believed that Austin took off in this pickup truck. And that's where, this has been officially found as of yesterday, just to let you know. Also, yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I'm starting to get my days running together. They found the Audi A3 in the wooded area. It appears not too far from his ex-girlfriend, current girlfriend, Caitlin, which is Cortney Rose's sister, and 2 of the victims' aunts. This is crazy. So this is definitely a tangled web of some bullshit, and I'm not going to lie to my audience about that. I'm going to try to be very careful, because there's such young lives associated with it. But it upsets me. It upsets me that Cortney Rose did not set a better example for her children. It's just very sad. But I'm very open and honest with how I feel about things despite the situation. And nobody ever deserves to lose their life. But please, if you're living a high-risk lifestyle, please consider your options. I don't want to be running a story on anybody else like this. This is very heartbreaking for me. Most of these stories are very heartbreaking for me, as they are for many of you. Have you done any coverage on Amy Bradley case? I have not. I am always open to learning about new cases, Kendra. So if you want to send me some information, some case information to bullhornbetty@gmail.com, I'm definitely interested in looking into it. I'm supposed to be starting picking up a case in Sarasota, a little closer to home. It's a lady that's been missing for almost a year now. I believe her last name is Adams. And I've been in contact with her mother, and I keep forgetting to reach back out to her mother because we have been having breaking news. And, obviously I'm just here. So it takes a lot out of me to do a lot of these researches and go out boots on the ground. But she hasn't seen her daughter in a really long time, and her daughter was into substances. And obviously our mainstream media does not like people that have pasts that aren't the perfect image of a missing person. So they don't really run the stories or keep on top of it. And it really upsets me that mainstream media is like that, because my heart goes out, especially to the people that are in vulnerable situations, especially that have drug addictions. They can be manipulated and harmed in so many more ways than us that, aren't at the mercy of somebody else or have this compulsion to need something. And I feel bad, and nobody wants to pick up those cases, or hardly ever. So hopefully I'll get, reconnect with her. But when we have breaking news cases of manhunts and stuff like that, that's here and now. As unfortunate as that is, a person that's been missing for a year has been missing for a year, where we're looking for a manhunt, a man right now that's armed and dangerous. So I have to balance those things, as difficult as those decisions are. But I really want to give this case here in Sarasota a fighting shake at getting something done. It's just sad, and I feel like something bad happened to her daughter, and her daughter deserves justice, and nobody's listening to the mom. So, yeah, Kendra, it's Bullhorn, just like the bullhorn, Betty, Betty, @gmail.com. It's just my name at Gmail. So hopefully that helps you guys. And that's for any of you guys. If you guys have things, typically how I take cases, though, is I like some background information. If they've already been ongoing, then there should be enough background information that I can get an idea of where the case is going, with articles and whatnot. If there is a case that doesn't have a lot of attention, which, believe it or not, this day and age, there are still many, many missing people out there that didn't even get an article in their local newspaper. It's disgusting. So if it's a situation like that, then you're going to have to give me the sheriff or whoever the investigative body is, so I can reach out to them and get some information. But if you have some information, I'm definitely look into it. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you for coming and hanging out with me. If you guys don't know who I am, again, I'm Bullhorn Betty. Don't forget to thumbs this up, go out there, check my videos. And if you're not currently a subscriber, please become a current subscriber. This is Austin, and from my understanding, they've been showing his photo without his facial hair. So I have to believe there's some information out that they believe he's shaved. He's clean cut now. So this is his face. This is Austin Robert Drummond. He is out of Tennessee. He is wanted, and there's a manhunt underway as he is the suspect in a quadruple homicide. A quadruple homicide. One of the victims, only 15 years old. The next, 20 years old. The next, 21 years old. The next, what was she, 36 years old? The grandma? 36 or 38? Young people that still had an entire life to live. Children being robbed of their parents because of this animal right here. And he is he's out there somewhere in a community near you. In a community near you, 36, 21, 20, and 15. And that doesn't even go into the scars that's going to be on their child. When that child, she was 38, Holly says. Thank you. Nobody even knows what the effect on that baby is going to be, because that baby's fine now until she truly understands what happened to her and her family. And that's enough to make anybody go mad. So right now, they're fine. But I'm talking about the future mental health needs of that child. She might have been 38, the baby's with the grandparents. Just sad. Just sad. And those parents have to look at that baby. And can you imagine being so thankful that your child is alive, but looking at that child and seeing your own child that's no longer here in that child? Just, I can't even imagine. I don't even want to imagine. You guys have a great Sunday. We'll pray over this and pray to God. Austin is either somewhere out in the woods and did the right thing to himself, excuse me, sorry, not sorry, or he's captured really soon. Either way, I hope law enforcement finds him one way or another. I'm perfectly fine. Either way they find him. I'm not going to lose sleep. Hopefully you won't either. God bless.